Hi everybody, welcome to this Expert Division specific free video playthrough for the 4th of July tournament here on the BK Golf Clash YouTube channel. All 9 holes covered here. Please remember to hit thumbs up, make sure you're subscribed as well. Loads of great helpful content for you on the channel homepage. Now, word of warning, these are not tournament wins but may well crop up during the week. So make sure to refer back to this video throughout the week because it may be you get some very similar wind angles and you can tweak accordingly. Timestamps in the video description down below, and a final word of warning, as the ball attribute levels have now changed in the game, as these are previous shots from old tournaments, you may well hear some discrepancies in the commentary. So note that if I say P3 max rest using a Kingmaker, that now of course means P6 max rest, and a Berserker is now a power 10 rather than a power 5. They've just been doubled, so bear in mind. But of course all of these are free to play ball shots anyway, so you shouldn't have any difficulty matching up using the correct balls. Good luck everybody, here we go. We're going to play with the Thor's Hammer and the Runner as our short iron here because we need top spin on both accounts. So we're going to add spin first with the Thor's Hammer, 7 top spin and 1 bar side spin to the left. Once you've added spin, look at where my second bounce is in case you've got different club level than me. It's in the middle of the fairway, you can see there nicely into that tree shadow, about in the centre of that tree shadow. So try and line up in the right spot. You don't want to aim too close to this first section of rough. Then we're going to adjust max plus 10 power 3 settings. Now the rock takes the edge of the white ring out of the way of the view, so I adjust from the blue ring and then over the bullseye as needed. So I would suggest you pull from the same point on that blue ring just for clarity. We're going within a wall curl to the left with no overpower, and then we want to hit perfect and have a pen and paper ready to write down your drive distance because we're going to use that for our approach. Top spin takes us very nicely down the fairway and it's going to be in the region of 315 to 320 yards. Second shot with the runner for the top spin. Going with the runner for level 10 because most of my viewers will have that rather than higher levels of short irons that aren't that easy to upgrade. So adding spin first, 6 top spin and 1 left spin, and then we're setting up with the ball guide going 1 green square through the hole. Red ring is touching the rough, but if you've hit great left or great right, you might not have that ring reference. So focus on the ball guide once you've added spin. Drive distance of 317 yards is played at 78% slider on this shot, 10% elevation, pulling over the bullseye, and try and line up nicely and vertical, straight line with your pull. Especially awkward when you're adjusting down a slope, so make sure you visualize that properly. 2% per yard, so if your drive was 318, you play 76% slider and so on, dropping it right at the pin for an eagle. Nice wind angle here. You can send it with a Berserker, but it's a little bit risky, so I'm going to show you a layup with the rock. 1.5 top spin, 3 bars side spin to the right, max distance with rock level 8, topper plus 15 with rock level 9. If you're worried about higher winds or adding too much top spin or inadvertently overpowering your shot, then I would dial back the top spin to about 1 or 1.2 bars. You don't really want to be rolling into the rough or the sand. However, with tailwind you would still most likely reach the green in 2. Max plus 15 on this one, aiming down the middle with spin added, as you could see there from my setup. Perfect ball away. We like the rock for the accuracy and the ball guide, and you can see here, even with the uphill slope, we're parking up just before the rough. Drive distance 339. Second shot making a fringe check where the fringe meets the green in line with the pin. +1 with the Grizzly 9 would be +4 with the Grizzly level 7 and 8, playing with 3 bars of backspin. Then I find my position here. You want to have the ball guide short, as you can see here, and you want the top of the blue ring touching the rough. So a couple of references there, playing this bounce over, and then we're going to play for a +1 fringe check, 46% slider, 15% elevation. The good news about this wind angle is it's pretty much straight tailwind, so there is a little bit more margin for error. We'll see how this one comes in though with a perfect ball. And we are going to go with a 1.8 backspin and 2 bars side spin to the left. And my reference here with the APOC 5 and 6, at power 5, max rest is the blue ring touching the rough. Different ring references if you've got APOC 7 and 8, of course. Max plus 10, power 5 settings. Then with APOC 5 and above, I'm going to push up. We're going to look at the plus yards now. We're at plus 1. I push up to plus 11. So it's a 10-yard push-up. With APOC 4, I would add on another 6 yards. So I'd go with a 17-yard push-up. With APOC 5, of course, you're going to get a lovely slow needle here. Ball and a half of curl to the left, hit perfect. Be a bit shaky with an APOC 4 because you're closer to max. But we bounce on the fairway very comfortably. Backspin grabs, and we're going to have a very easy end-bringer school shot there. On this par 4, we want to drive the green, and we're going to go with, in the video, 5 backspin and a 3 right spin. But don't worry, if you've only got 4.5, 4.5 will work as well. Setting up here at the top of plus 13 with APOC 5 and above. And then we are going to make our adjustment max plus 0. You can see the second bounce just before the end of the fairway. So if you're using APOC 4, you might need to stretch out a little bit into overpower to find that point, and then push up the equivalent amount of rings after you've adjusted. Max plus 0, full overpower with a slow needle and outer wall curl to the right. And the goal here is to hop over the bunker, but if you do end up in the bunker or the rough before the green, it is a very, very easy save indeed. If you've got more backspin, you could try a click or 2 more. Nasty headwind angle, we're going to set up with the quarterback first for the plus yard reference. And here I'm going at the top of plus 3 yards with the blue ring touching the rough on the left. Then we switch to our Thor's hammer bag with the thorn. And we're going with the Kingmaker, and we're going to add our spin. And that's 6.5 top spin and 3 bars side spin to the right. And once we've done that, we're going to push adjust our rings because the trees and the shrubbery are very unhelpfully in the way. So we're going to push rings to adjust, and the adjustment is maximum distance 0 elevation. The reason I'm using Thor's hammer here, if you've got low level APOC, kind of APOC 3, 4, 5, the top spin is going to get you in between clubs most likely on the approach if you're unlucky. So that's why I'm going with Thor's hammer for the extra top spin. 0.8 ball curl to the right, circle drop over power, no more than that, so make sure it's just the first point where the circle drops. Hit perfect. Now, I would suggest you write down the drive distance as a reference as well, in case you haven't got a white ring fringe check. If so, the drive here matches up with a second shot, 340 yards, also known as a white fringe check of plus 4 in this scenario. Both of those is going to be a confirmed drop at 74% slider. You can see there I was making the check, but because it's so close to max distance of club, if you're short on the drive, you're not going to have that check. So have your drive distance ready as well. Blue ring touching the bunker, and then add backspin, get the ball guide 1 green square past the hole and missing on the left side of the cup. Not going to be much, it's going to be about 0.5, 0.8 backspin, depending on your drive distance. Like I said, both of those references for the drive distance and the white fringe check, they equate to 74% slider, and we're going to play with 35% elevation, pulling over the bullseye, centering the ball, hitting perfect, and this is going to have a very good chance for a drop. And you're going to see one here on this par 4, bouncing nicely onto the green, and there we go. We're going with 4.2 top spin and 3 bars side spin to the right. There is an aggressive option here. You can go over the rough on the right hand side with a power 5 ball if you want to. I'm just going to show a little bit more of a free to play layup option, because not everybody wants to be doing the aggressive stuff. So just giving you a balanced selection of shots here. Red ring touching the rough with APOC 5 and 6 at plus 4. That will be at plus 10 with the APOC 4. Either look at the second bounce if you've got different club levels, or work out your different ring placements as well. Bear in mind, certain clubs have different accuracies. Half wall curl to the right after we've done max plus 10. And this has been a very consistent drive for me. Bouncing nicely before the rough. Top spin takes us along the fairway without threatening the far side rough, and work out our slider from there. Blue ring touching the bunker, and then I'm adding spin as needed. It's going to be about 2.5, 3 backspin and a little bit of side spin. Get the ball guide pointing. Let's see if I give you a zoom in here, just finding a consistent spot there. So blue ring touching the bunker, then we're going to add our spin. Ball guide short of the hole. There you go, about 3 green squares short, and it looks plumb in line with the pin to me. True club distance, 0 elevation, power 2 settings. So plus 12 would be at max. We're doing 2.5% slider per yard, so this one is going to be 72% slider. 72% slider, 0 elevation, hit perfect, and we'll see how this one comes in. Might take a token or two to get a feel for this one, and we're dropping it very nicely for an eagle. Tough to get it from distance. Like I said, there's the aggressive route as well. Going with a 4 top spin and 3 bars side spin to the right. Once you've added spin, we're going to set up with the ball guide after it glitches short. It is pointing there at the left edge of that bunker, and it's at max distance with the rock level 8, a little bit of the red ring inside the rough. With the rock 9, it will be at top of plus 15. Then we are going to adjust maximum distance with 10% elevation. So as you spins, get the ball guide pointing at the edge of that bunker. Make sure it is to the right of where the ball guide glitches short, because we want that longer ball guide for a bit more distance. So max plus 10, power 3 settings on this one. And then final part of the equation, half wall curl to the right, so the edge of the Kingmaker in the middle of that wall of the adjustment ring. Hitting perfect, and this one is going to bounce nicely on the beginning of the fairway and roll up towards the top left corner. And you want a drive distance here of around 355 yards. Second shot, we're going to play with the Thorn rings from min. So find the min line and then count your rings from min, and we want the yellow ring touching the beginning of the fringe. Here it was, I think, about 10 or 11 rings. Then we add spin to get the ball guide as shown, and you want to be in the middle of the funnel. You can see I'm moving left and right here. You might need to tweak your spins a little bit depending on your drive, but the reason I want the ball guide to be on the right of the hole is because the wind push is going to obviously push us a little bit to the left. So we're playing rings from min, 10% elevation, pulling over the bullseye. Make sure you do the same as well, so that you're replicating the adjustment as best you can. 1% slider per ring from min. We've got a tutorial about this on the Academy tutorial playlist on the channel homepage. So if you're not familiar with this wonderful method, check it out. It's a great method to have in your armoury. I'm using the APOC 6 here. 6.9 topspin for this wind strength, setting up at top of plus 28 with the bullseye directly over the edge of the bunker. If you haven't got APOC 6, you can use Extra Mile level 9, set up at max power 5, again with the bullseye over the bunker, but bear in mind, of course, you need a perfect ball if you're using the Extra Mile due to lower accuracy. Max plus 10 power 5 settings, not pushing up in this wind strength. If you have lower wind, I would increase the top spin a little bit. Higher wind, reduce the top spin by a couple of clicks. You've got to judge for yourself. That's the issue with aggressive options. We're not pushing up though, because I want a slow needle, and I'm going with outer wall curl to the right. Important not to overdo the top spin. 440 yards is fine on the drive. If you've got APOC 5, you could take a token or two, pushing up a little bit to counteract not having all the top spin available. But like I said, you've got the Extra Mile 9 as an option. There's also, of course, a top spin boost, which could help you out with APOC level 5 if you wanted to stick with using that club. So bear in mind, tweaks will be needed. Successful drive though, you're going to be left with a very makeable end bringer here, between 40 and 50% on the slider. No spin method, but always check your club distance yourself. Playing normal end bringer rule here, 20% power 5. If you don't know the method, check out my quick fire tutorial on that subject matter on the Academy tutorial home page. So very nice wind angle. To summarise, I would go aggressively really. Obviously there's different routes, so if you want to try something else you can do. We're going to lay up here with this very nasty wind angle. Quarterback first, white ring touching the rough on the right at the top of plus 1 yards. Then we switch to the rock, Do not have the Goliath in the bag though, for goodness sake. Pack the Grizzly, that's a mistake there in the video. So pack the Rock and the Sniper and the Grizzly. We're going to add spin, 2 bars of right spin, and a very simple adjust here. It's going to be 1 to 1. So if you've got a wind of 7.9 like me, you're going to go 7.9 rings. The good news is here you can actually use a Titan on this one, because I'm not using 3 bars of side spin on either the drive or the approach. So it's up to you. If you want to try and save a Kingmaker, then you've still got a very good chance at the Eagle. Centering the ball after our one-on-one adjustment, regardless of your club level in terms of the Rock at least. And we hit perfect and get a drive distance of around 280 yards. Now with the second shot, this is why you need to pack the Grizzly, because you want to easily find the min line. So go to the min line of your Sniper, blue ring touching the rough on the left, and then add your spin. And we want to have a look at the tip of the ball guide here. It's going to be around 4 top spin, but it may vary depending on your drive. Here you can see the tip of the ball guide, 3 green squares beyond the pin, vertically aligned with the pin. Now the problem here is I just left this one on the right edge. I would like you to maybe try adding a little bit more left spin. If that doesn't work, then maybe a click or 2 of left curl just to swing the ball in a little bit better. The pace was very nice, but like I said, I just parked this one on the right edge. But I love the adjustment, it comes in very nicely. We're always going to play minimum distance, 10% elevation, because we're setting up at the min line exactly. And we're just tweaking spins according to, of course, our drive and our position after our drive. So min plus 10, power 3, centre the ball and hit perfect, and you'll see here, based on the results of this replay, some tweaks that you might want to make. As suggested earlier, you can have a look at it, take a token or 2, or just go live and try one of the tweaks. Coming in very nicely, but just look at that, little bit short on the right edge. Thanks very much for watching this video here on the channel. If it has helped you in any way, please consider sharing it amongst your friends and clanmates in the game. Join us also on Facebook. Head over there, search for BK Golf Clash and join our free group. Loads of members there sharing shots. Free guides are posted, as well as loads of other great Golf Clash resources. So check us out there. You can join in the discussion and also leave feedback on the game in general. Finally, if you wish to help support the channel and keep the content free for everybody, please consider becoming a Patreon member. The link is in the video description down below. Good luck, see you soon, bye for now.